Welcome back, streamer. Did you know it's week 5? Well, at least it is here on essentials.tf and here in ETF2L 636 Winter 2025 season. Yes, cast your mind back a couple of weeks ago where these two teams should have played against each other, ANTICIDE versus sammakot, but they've been very busy gamers or very lazy gamers, one or the other. Let me see if I can grab somebody else in the time travel line. Beta, are you there?
Oh, hello. Is this my future self?
Yes, I've come with grave warning. Okay, the future looks very bleak for one of these two teams. Anti-side looking pretty good. They have a playoff spot, but meanwhile, sammakot though aren't. It's not a bright future.
They're gonna be okay, right?
Uh, Yeah, hey, we've got a game tonight. ANTICIDE versus sammakot. Technically, these two teams are playing against each other, and it means they get to see who wins the
Actually,
game.
I will say, okay. First of all, this match does not matter. However, technically, Sammakot, if they get 6 points, they will get sixth place. All right, and that means they will get out of relegation. They just need 6 points. That's
All right,
it's that
okay.
easy.
You brought up this word relegation. When is the last time? I want you to point in all of the timeline, go back even further in time, where ETF2L has relegated any of these teams in the past.
True, they fold on their own, but
Touche.
I guess if they win, they'll be motivated to not fold. I think that's a
That
more accurate way of putting it.
That is actually the most realistic outcome for this entire match. And also, as well, nothing sticks it to a team better than, pure clout and ego than just beating them as they're going into that playoff spot. So, I mean, if I was sammakot, I'm looking at it more as everything to win, nothing to lose. While Anti-side, they can kind of come out looking foolish here, Peter.
Yeah, it's true. They have been incredibly dominant against the lower teams. Like Anti-Side have basically crushed all of the bottom four teams the hardest of any of the top teams that I've seen. Like Witness Gaming, sure they win their games pretty handily, but they don't like crush teams in the same way that Anti-Side have. I swear, Anti-Side have just been so lopsided. Whenever I see them go up against like Garda or Venom Crest or whatever, they look absolutely dominant. So it would be pretty funny if all of a sudden they can't beat Sammakot, the undisputed lowest ranked team of the season, and that would be kind of embarrassing. And for that reason, maybe that could get to their head somehow. That would just be funny, honestly.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're putting our agent on the ground. Agent Corndog is going to be playing tonight instead of Theo, so I'm sure he's on the case. He's actually part of one of the few teams that actually lost to sammakot this season, which was Garda. I mean,
Oh,
even weirdly so, Garda also beat some of the top teams or took some maps, or so it's really been an absolute blender of a season. So why not end it all in the regular season anyways, and with another little blender series? So I've got the map picks here as well. Obviously, we're still doing map picks in bands as the old ETF2L tradition now from week to week. Skipping over all the formalities, basically the pick of process coming out for Anticide, and then Sunshine will be the pick for sammakot. So yeah, kind of a little shocking that there's no King of the Hill picked out during all this.
yeah, I guess. I think they just wanted to play process, and then what looks like process the most? Sunshine. They-
Yeah, they are both sunny maps. My God, when I maybe just in the same trend as our casters get awfully tired as the season draws longer. Maybe these teams are quite tired. They don't have that same sort of drive as they probably had in week 1, and now that you're at week 7 and there's not too much on the line, can you see players getting a bit lazy here tonight, Peter?
I could absolutely see Anti-Side getting lazy because it really, literally does not matter. Like they can't go up higher. They lost the 4 fence, so they can't catch them, and the team below them also cannot catch them. So even if they get 0 points, so there's every chance that they just do not take this seriously enough. But we shall see here, Terror Savage. We are going live. We're rolling out.
Yes, if you're just joining us, it is House. I'm joined with Beta, Samus on production, Sammakot versus ANTICIDE, and it's a tried tradition of just kind of feeling each other out in this first mid. Oh, I say that, Sylvez bunny hopping off of the face of Blank, and they're trying to reset here over on ANTICIDE, but during the reset they lose Pandemic, the weak link on the health pack, and with one domino falling and no immediate domino following up on the blue side, they just consider a back out, and they make it.
Yeah, they've gone out through this choke, but the soldiers are going to be flying in. The pressure is continuing here as Blank tries to take down Silvers. Will actually succeed in doing so. No one else wants to funnel in through this choke. And just like that, ANTICIDE, they have held this choke and this second point as well. But they do have to give up second point. Getting out here alive, that's probably a win for them, because they lost Pandemic pretty early on, and it can be quite difficult to overcome a one-man advantage in these situations here. So we're settling in here, TurboTaps. First stalemate of the game, and look at that. I was about to look for weird unlocks, but it's actually a class that we need to keep an eye on. We had S&H rocking the sniper.
Well, this man is kind of considered a sniper lord, so I'm kind of interested to see what he can make happen. A lot of teams I've seen turn to him when things go awry, and he's not the only one that's abused the sniper in these sort of points of process, so I'm kind of betting on his odds here. He's going to go for mostly on the demo, and Silver's being taken out during all this. That's a no-no. Oh, even S&H goes down during all of this, so with 2 down, that's surely a definite push for ANTICIDE.
Yeah, and they even go in here very aggressively and forces the Uber exchange out. So not only are they not going to have 2 players, they're also going to lose this Uber, and they could actually get pushed on pretty aggressively here if they want to. They do need to leave a person behind capping out. They lose Pandemic to a sticky trap as well. Watson tries to come in here with a big, unable to do so, and I think this might, well, a normal team would just slow down at this point.
Ryan's at the choke, he's knocking at the door, and he's knocked it down. That's a medic down for poor Sammakot, and yeah, with no medic and Corndog alive, they just need to play it nice and slow here on ANTICIDE. Take their time, get the buffs, maybe high-five each other on the point that they're going to get for free.
Nice and easy, gonna take it out here. You see Corndog now, his name is gone to on the screen. Did he change on ETF2L as well? He probably did.
I think he's changed on my nickname thing, so I'm going to call him Corndog, but you can call him whatever you want. Steve here's got his Uber, and he's ready to go.
Yeah, it sounds like Corn Dog, and therefore it's a funny name. I'm going to keep calling him that. All right, Andy's on Sniper. He needs to snipe someone here before he comes in, but yeah, it just gets popped immediately. Silicon gets taken down. The bunker has been flushed out. People are in spawn. Can they get out alive? Blank tries to keep everyone down. Semi-successful attempt there from him, but there's no point pressure just yet. The longer this goes, the worse it's going to look here for ANTICIDE.
I wish I had the optimism of Ryan. Then wow, Silvez with a nice little flank. That's gonna. It doesn't look like too much, but it's enough little back pressure to actually not really solidify this long push out here from ANTICIDE. I say this, there's still humor in the idea of pushing this in. Sticky's on point for Derpy Who's. That's his only job right now, is just make sure nobody stands on that point for free. And eventually this should go. Oh, they actually get the force by some miraculous miracle.
This kept jumping in players until they got the Uber Force out. UTT just refusing to leave, and the pressure eventually is too much. They have a man advantage the entire time there. It was just a heavy desperately trying to shoot at people and make them go away. But no, ANTICIDE, they just keep on going at it here. They're gonna just get everyone back here, get them nice and healed up. They're actually taking their sweet time here. Robert is pretty far away from getting his own Uber, but eventually this Uber's gonna come in here. Try number 2 TurboTaps. How will it go this time?
Well, they've taken out the sentry gun rather quickly. They now have to address these stickies on the point. They clear them and they bring the soldiers out of their little hidey holes, but stickies go back onto the point. But this time the one less soldier here pumping for Sammakot, but they still have the point under the wraps by Derpy Who's. As long as they can keep this heavy weapons guy and the demo alive, I think they should be look quite golden here for Sammakot.
Yeah, they almost didn't commit that. They were just so passive. Blank again trying to jump in and be a hero this time around. Not going to be able to get to the medic. So, it actually was such a slow push here that even if they decide to push out here on Sammakot, They might not be fast enough to get to contact before he gets an Uber himself, but they're pressuring out the point now, and obviously you don't want contact to be too far forward just yet, but yeah, point does fall. Do they want to go in here?
Oh,
Now the answer is definitely no.
Ryan? Oh, that's two massive names for ANTICIDE going down, and with an overcharge, I mean, between both of these two teams. The only thing they have on the side right now for ANTICIDE is they've got the respawners. Condog might be caught out, though, and he will be forced to use the Uber. That's a Pandemic solo against the Silvez solo, and Silvez has only got one thing on his mind, and that's just lock out Condog, stop him from escaping. He does manage to weasel his way out there, but it does cost them the point here, Peter.
Yeah, Condog goes down to about 15 health, but surfing that out expertly, well done by him. Ubers are now pretty much even. Blank is still the only player in the respawn queue. They're going to jump in some aggressive players here. Oh, it takes a lot of damage though. I really like how sammakot is just playing the full breadth of the angle here, threatening to come in from every single side. But eventually they're just going to back off. They have the tiniest of Uber advantages, so I mean they can do the teleport Elecor bomb where you put down 4 or 5 stickies and then Uber and then you jump in with that. You can actually catch out a medic pretty effectively with that if he tries to retreat. But it is a very risky push and they decide not to go for it. I don't blame them. But that was just the only thing I could think of that might work with like a 15% Uber ad on this second point.
Yeah, they looks like they're going for a bum rush through IT, see if they can just catch out the flank fire. But Ryan has kept himself pretty elegant and safe. And during all this fishing, they haven't really found any player that they're kind of happy with. They're actually rotating from choke now and they have to rotate quickly from IT. But already spilling through the choke, they have to use the Uber charge to feel like they can pick up the remnants of this defense here on mid, and they're going to lose Andy for it. Robert's going to probably go down next, trying to desperately save his friend Syndrome, and Derpy Hooves, well, he's like, I see no friends, I just see fodder for my back out here.
There's a single sniper himself up on this job. He's going to have to do a lot of carrying. Okay. That's a good start. Yeah, it takes down the demo man. Will get picked off here, so it is just a trade. Actually, Blaine goes down as well, so it's a 2-for-1. That will slow things down quite a bit here. And also, it will leave the door open to go for some shenanigans if you really want to. Hughie not being there to put down stickies, that's really nice. Blank and explosive class, he will do a lot of choke holding and spamming and that kind of stuff. But yeah, they're back now. They still have the Uber ad. It's not that big, but unlike on the second point, you can actually make quite good use of a 30% Uber ad going into last year. But they do need to move forward. You basically need to be in lobby when you're about 90% in order to go in here on the dot.
Alright, 100% Uber charge, and like you said, right on the dot, pop an Uber, already on the sentry gun, cleaned up, now trying to clear those stickies, get some point pressure. Silvez right there on time. It's looking awfully similar as the previous couple of defenses for sammakot, although they do lose out a scout pretty early, and Silvez as well. This is going to look awfully thinly spread for poor sammakot here if they lose out any more players. It looks a bit too spicy, I think. Oh, times 2 cap, they have not been paying attention. Derpy who bailed out by the heavy weapons guy, and now everyone's having a panic flurry onto the point.
But it does kind of bring up the point pressure that you mentioned during the push. We see none of it. And this is basically like that random scout running in onto the point is basically the first time they put any kind of real pressure on it. They're kind of taking these very slow fights, not really pressuring the point, and I don't like that because the defensive team, they have the resupply cabinet to play with as well. So when you're fighting for chip damage, that's not very effective on last because they can just constantly resupply. So I don't really like the way that they're going for it. I want them to be way more committal. And talking about committal, they're kind of in now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're then completely in. They've used the Uber so late. S&H has to have the Uber popped onto him to keep himself alive. That's all part of the grand scheme plan. Even weasel out Condog again from this, and I don't think sammakot are ever comfortable in these sort of situations. They don't really have a choke hold on any of these, well, choke points, and S&H is going to go down now to the Pi Bandy of Yugi, and ×2 scout on point is a death sentence for this round. It's 1-0 to ANTICIDE.
Yeah, not pretty. Eventually they just kind of took the slow fight and made it work out. But it's funny how the equal Uber exchange worked out way better than the Uber advantage pushes. They kind of played them the exact same way, and somehow it worked better when it was actually even. So that's interesting and weird to me. I can't really explain that. But hey, a point is a point. Inside up 1-0. Let's see if they can actually have more success in this mid.
Derpy Hooves with a nice start against Hugi. He's actually going to have to delay the pack, get a crossbow, and kind of get all this. Oh, Silvers punishes Ryan, kind of caught out, and I might be by the fact that Hugi had to get so much medical attention at the start there. There was none before Ryan.
What an airfight from Hugi. Somehow, Roger actually survives that. Okay, he eventually does get taken down, but that was a sit-down moment for sure. As now they're going to just try to chase them out of this second point as well. You can see Blank is definitely on the chase here. Tries to sniff out players. Will spot the demo man, but he's not going to walk into any stickies. So they've secured the second point as well. They see a sniper dot. S&H just rocking the crazy Australian. Or is he New Zealand? No, he's Australian, right? Yeah, for sure. So they're just going to take it easy. And now we have an even Uber situation again. So question is, are they just going to take another Uber exchange here?
No, I think they're just going to walk in. I've noticed the trend here for sammakot. They don't really hold these doors too closely. I don't really feel too much of the bite that punishes any of these players getting greedy, coming in at all. Usually the sniper's the one that kind of breathes down the neck of all these players, but it's usually S&H rocking the sniper, and the heavy weapons guy is so influential on this map. Every time he's
gets headshotted and taken down.
Yeah, there we go. Actually, they're losing a couple of players now, but there's off the back of that sniper of S&H. So finally some bite to some of this aggression of ANTICIDE. And well, okay, we're gonna throw in a soldier. Don't know why. Blank kind of get optimistic there. Almost goes down on Silvers. They've actually popped off the Uber. They're gonna go back and actually clean him up. That's a solo Uber for just a lowly little soldier there, but I guess this is more just intimidation factor for the second point.
Yeah, and sammakot, they want to fight. His scout actually takes a ton of damage. He's taking 150, takes them down. Huge, just
nice pass.
Crazy damage out of him. He's gonna shut down this repush just basically on his own. Can S&H actually just hit every single meat shot here to try and hold this last point? Looks like the answer is no, and there we go. They win second so hard that they just roll in onto last. Oh, there we go.
It's very easy to just kind of go for the easy sammakot target right here, but I feel like this team does have some strong showings in, like, I would say the first 5 seconds of any sort of point. They have clearly a plan and some sort of fundamentals, but what happens is when things go out of plan, when somebody weasels their way through a door or they go through a spot where they're not supposed to, I don't think they have it quite charted on who needs to deal with who and how they coordinate together.
Yeah, it tends to fall apart pretty quickly when they go for any kind of very active play. Let's see here on this mid. So far it's just been soldiers jumping around, not really able to get much of a foothold, but yeah, the spam is just definitely not favoring ANTICIDE so far in this fight. They're actually just slowly rotating out. No one actually dies, but everyone else was dying. So they just had to limp out of there. That joke, they lost no one. This is a mid fight with no kills. But there we go. Very slow affair overall. And once again, it's just going to be Uber versus Uber. Oh, and we have a pretty aggressive push here into the PC area.
Yeah, although Medic kind of showing himself, but Will kind of offered up as bait. Blank took the bait and now is going to be harvested for it. And that's just a soldier exchange, no biggie in the grander world of TF2. And this does give an opportunity for some off classes, and we've seen sammakot take it before. No off class.
Not today, not today. Just gonna maybe go for a big soldier suicide play. It is basically the standard to jump in one soldier as a distraction, then jump in the second soldier. Then maybe the first soldier will follow up afterwards. We'll see. Very often scouts will pressure through PC in lower. And yeah, still does his best to try and come in here, but he's just shut down. Manix takes him down. Look at this. Oh my gosh. They've lost 2 and
yeah. This is what I'm talking about. This is when, you know, when things go a little bit longer, these exchanges happen and they're just pressured constantly for 20 seconds at a time, and they're just not used to it. They just don't have a good back-off procedure, or at least they just don't know how to preserve their lives around these chokes long enough. And Robert can only be in one place at a time, you know.
Yeah, the leash is only so long here as he tries to heal up the rest of the team. They're being pretty aggressive here. Like, Pandemic is playing really far forward. You can just see Blank and Ryan. They were doing this on process against Forfeits as well, where they would just never really commit the soldiers. They would just slowly play in without jumping in. And yeah, they get one pick
massive
now.
damage from Blank. And Pandemic's playing off it wonderfully as well. And during all this, it feels like they're doing a really good job of just taking aggro, you know, one at a time, passing the baton around over on ANTICIDE. And sammakot are really kind of the antithesis of dealing with this. They aren't comfortable at all. Looks like the most uncomfortable team of ETF2L I've seen so far in these situations.
And you do it on Sniper, seeing if you can get any kind of thing. There was a small Uber ad here for Condog, but they don't quite realize, or they don't feel like using it. It was a bit too small to make any proper use of. So they're just going to hang back now, try to refresh and see what they can actually come up with here to try and break this stalemate.
Already they've got S&H on Sniper. I like this so much better already. If there's no need to have the engineer and the heavy weapons guy, and already you feel a bit worse about taking these peaks over on ANTICIDE when you could lose your life immediately to the Sniper.
Yeah, it's that thing where you need to spam down the sentry gun in order to get in a proper bomb, but you also need to take down the Sniper or spam him out before you can properly spam out the sentry gun, and you just kind of run out of of spam to get anything. So at some point you just have to take a chance, hope S&H doesn't take your head off, and try and achieve anything here. But Blank just died. We'll see if he decides to come back with any kind of shenanigans. Nope, he's just on gunboat still. So Pandemic also did die.
Very greedy from S&H, but then again you could say maybe this is the time for a little greed when you lose two players and nothing really wants to come out of ANTICIDE at the moment. It's 3 minutes left, so quite a while until any sort of round reset will happen in this game. But it just hurts a little bit to watch sammakot learn the lessons, and they're already 2 rounds down.
Pandemic resupplied there, or respawned, sorry, and he didn't want to go Sniper. However, he held the door open for Menix, so he can do it. And Menix has been very good on Sniper so far this season. Let's see if he can do it again here. Trying to look for a good opening. I don't know if they've spotted him yet. They probably suspect it, but they don't quite know. Okay, now they do. They've seen each other. It's a Sniper duel. Classic as classic can be. And just a reminder, if you're fully buffed up, then you can't get the Sniper. But actually, it's going to be Blank who gets taken down, and that's going to cause Mena to just fall back and see if he can pick off anyone that tries to be aggressive.
Oh, warning shot there. Good thing Menix has been a good sniper, taking that buff from his medic to make it so it's not an instant down and out for the Menix sniper. If there's going to be a pick here, I think it's going to be some long scoping, Peter.
Yeah, Menix just keeps losing these body shot duels, but luckily doesn't pay with his life. So, oh, Blank is dead again. Man, rip this man's KD. It's going to be so awful.
The sacred dance of any roamer, but wait, isn't Blank actually the... Well, let's not mince over the roles and formalities. But this is good, much better from sammakot. It feels a lot more ironclad, a lot more figured out than their previous roundabouts, and I think they're just banking on the round reset here.
Yeah, and Menix has actually given up. He was just having so much trouble with S&H that he just decided not to bother. He just went back to scout.
This could be a surprise in of itself. Not many times people go back to spawn and actually rotate off the sniper, you know.
It's true, it's almost always the other way around here. They're actually just going to take another exchange here, and they take down the sentry gun, they take down the sniper. The Uber is significantly worse, but they rotated out, and I think they're about to recommit here. This is where things can go and have gone wrong for sammakot, and yeah, Rotiger is in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, it's happening all over again. Silvez will finish himself off, but that's just because of Blank kind of dedicating in. Derpy Hooves is locked back into the door, has to rotate back around. There's no stickies on point, so there's a bit of cheeky cat time during all of this chaos. More cheeky cat time, and a bit more, but not quite enough. They've sold the gold, and they're gonna get handed the bit of tin over on or Anticide. It was too tempting. Look at the cap time. I don't blame him, Vito.
Yeah, this is where my brain just immediately goes, go double spy, do it, it'll work every time, right? But no, it's actually stupid. You can't.
I mean, if you didn't wear a disguise and you both uncloak at the exact same time, one rocket shooting off those stickies, I can see it.
I mean, yeah, if they were pushing, then yes, but obviously they're not going to push when they're going for the round reset. So yeah, there's just no way. Oh my god, Ryan gets denied super hard here by Derpy.
Stickies on point. So somebody needs to stand on it though if it's going to happen. And the scouts, they have bigger fish to fry it seems, and can't really seem to fry anything. It will be a stalemate. It will be a round reset.
Yeah, really good job there by sammakot. That looked very, very solid at the end there. They've had a lot of trouble with these Uber exchanges and repushes, but they seem to have cracked the nut now. And that's really good for them. That bodes well, especially since they've been kind of winning mid-fights, even if not very like dramatically. It's just been slowly spamming them out, but it's better than nothing. So there's actually a bunch of areas now where sammakot is doing well. So they just need to basically get the re-pushes and that kind of pressure plays.
Oh, Blank. He's pie high in the sky, and they rotate back round. Nice little damage put out from Silvez, but where's the follow-up? The follow-up has to be quick and damning, and they've rotated cleanly to both each other's sides, so there's no backing out here for either team. Whoever wins or loses is going to probably go on to a very nice advantage this round. And Blank going in, Brian following up as well. It's a nice, clean kind of wave across the point, but they're not finding any clean kills here for Anticide. They might actually cheekily cap the point here. Silvez has come back from the spawn though, and that's like a flank in of itself, and they still need to cap the points. They've used the Uber over on sammakot. They're blocking it now, and yeah, sure you can go to the second point, but that's not your second point. You're now trapped in sewer. And this is looking like a zombie invasion here, Beta.
Yeah, good thing they have a demo man with them, because if they didn't have stickies on these doors, it would be so much harder to actually survive.
Look at the DK. The DK on the mid is so long, they can't even cap the point and punish their play for this. It's so achingly slow. It finally comes out now, but now they've got their own sort of sandwich to make. We're now here for the sequel. It's Mid-Fight 2, Electric Boogaloo, and oh my god, everyone dies in the sequel.
Yeah. Like, even crazier that the original mid-fight was almost...
No, Ryan! Beef Arena, Robert! He gets on top of the rock, he's okay, he lives!
Wow. I thought he was going to crate it for sure. But yeah, that was an epic mid-fight. It was almost 3 mid-fights in one, because the initial mid-fight actually kind of... They almost got pressured out of choke here, sammakot, and then they came back in, and then there was a second fight. But yeah, they have a massive Uber advantage now. They're going to use that in, and things are actually looking much, much better for sammakot. They've been looking better and better as the game is going on.
Taking out the sentry gun, they already will get that scout on point pressure, but that scout brought down awfully low. They lose their demo man. That's got to hurt if you're over on sammakot now. I think if they're going to make it happen, they need to, yes, get Hughie out of the game, and now the point is kind of unlocked. And look at the potential of Silvez here. He's doing out so much damage because everyone is mind-numbingly going towards the point. Very well played by sammakot.
Absolutely great pressure there onto them. I feel like they did a much better job than ANTICIDE did of actually playing the point.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. Like, there was actually some pressure, and they also committed their soldiers. Like I feel Vatican and Silvers, they actually bombed in onto the heavy, basically, right? And yeah, sure, they died, but they did so much damage that there was a bunch of cleanup afterwards. So there we go, 2-1. We have a real game on our hands.
Yep, and ooh, the health pack denied. There we go. He will get his stickies taken away from him, so now he can get back to fighting on that pack again. And the medic's a little bit cut off from the world. Silvez is going to clean him up, and there's only one thing on the mind of ANTICIDE. Where is that medic, and how can I kill him?
Well, he's pretty damn far back. And so far, they haven't been able to find him there. Sills takes another kill here. I think he might get the Demo Man as well. Yeah, he is not escaping. There we go. There's 3K on mid for Sills. Excellent, excellent mid coming out of him. And there we go. Massive Woobat for Robert. And all of a sudden, sammakot, they're looking really good for the comeback right now. They're playing extremely well. And just these mid fights, it's kind of funny. I feel like ANTICIDE against Forfence, ANTICIDE was actually better on these mids. Maybe I'm misremembering. But yeah, sammakot is just one-upping them here. So much better mids.
Yeah. I feel like Derpy Hooves is having a bit more impact in just when it comes to these sort of annoying stickies that just stay on the ground and you're like, I can't really walk there, but that's like a very important bit I need to walk across. But anyway, we've popped off Uber, we're going into last, we're clearing the point, the soldiers getting onto the point. You've seen this song, you've seen this dance, and they actually pop off the Uber very early over on ANTICIDE. I guess they just wanted to be really safe than sorry here.
Yeah, it didn't feel like anyone were in particular danger here, but rather than having anyone go super weak and be really dangerous play here, they're just gonna play it safe. See Blank there tries to go for a play along with Menix. Not really able to get much, and we've got S49 back on Sniper, but this time around he's looking in to the point instead of looking out.
Yeah, and they do respond with the Menix Sniper, so already keeping tabs on who's playing Sniper and how to deal with this. Already a little kind of push out, seeing if they can punish Blank. Blank does cleanly get out. And oh my Kai! Okay, never mind, he does not get out. And the sentry gun has been cleared, the stickies have been cleared. Ryan has to rise to the point and deal with this onslaught, and
my
even gets
God.
picked up for his liking. And keep in mind, Corndog is still in heaven, and he has been sent to heaven alongside the rest of poor ANTICIDE. It's 2-2.
That was some nasty sniping coming out of S49. It was really funny. QG was just literally standing still. And S49 was just looking at him, charging up the meter. And he did 231. But not quite killing him. But yeah, he did so much damage there. Great sniping. That's how it's done, Menix. Now it's 2-2. We have 2.5 minutes remaining. This is anyone's game. This is actually looking really, really dangerous by ANTICIDE. This is getting embarrassing. This is what we're talking about.
Hopefully they can hold their composure here. Huff at the copium tank that it doesn't matter, but in the eyes of sammakot, this might as well be the Insomnia Grand Finals. Silver's going in, trying to repeat his Grand Final debut on that stage. Couldn't quite pull it off this mid, but we've still got 5 players kicking here for sammakot, and they're on the better end of the position. They actually got the high ground. Ryan Hughes, he goes down, and Hughie's getting pressured at the choke. Derby Hughes is knocking at the door. Oh, Corndog gets picked off as well. No medic, and they don't even have any gas over on ANTICIDE to take out Robert.
This is all falling apart. How does this happen to ANTICIDE? They're getting rolled. They're up 2-0.
2 minutes? 2 minutes left, Peter?
It's getting dangerous. Pandemic's gonna snipe, see if he can cause a miracle to happen.
Oh no, you know it's gone bad when like, medics, get off that sniper, you're not doing well enough, let me hug the sniper class now. And okay, they're going to be pushing from the usual 3 or 4 here, popping off early, taking out the sentry gun, the lickety split, and already Silver's making his way to the top. Can't really find a free Corndog kill like last time though. He's committing in, he's put out so much damage, they've pushed at the point enough, but Hughie's come back, he's already got stickies on the point. They're trying to reset here on sammakot, they're not supported, they're not backing down. And oh no, Blank has managed to kind of break apart the core.
Oh, but Roscoe's standing on the point.
Cap, the 1 times cap. I didn't see it, you didn't see it, and most importantly, ANTICIDE didn't see it.
All they saw was Robert running away. The medic was such a juicy pick there. They just completely lost focus, and Vodka's gonna just stand on it, cap it out. 3-2, 46 seconds remaining. There's no way this is enough time. They've actually done it. They're gonna win this round. I'm not even gonna like pretend it's possible. That is so huge for sammakot.
Oh, the best kind of finish. You don't want to finish it with 2 seconds left on the clock. You want to finish with 40 seconds left on the clock. Let your enemies sit there, marinate in their absolute despair. You could even shitpost this mid.
Yeah. They're just going to retreat out here with Robert, making sure that he survives. That is the best way to slow things down.
Okay, well, they are kind of catching up. Robert brought down kind of
It is a
low.
crit
9
streak.
seconds
All right.
left. They have been team times 3. 5 seconds. This is still technically actually possible. Pandemic, he sees the point, but he won't see any round. Oh, sammakot win their map pick.
Yeah, there we go. That is not what I was expecting, including up until like 10 minutes ago. It just looked like sammakot really figured them out. It was just that slow, methodical pushing style where no one really commits. It's just all spam, all pressure, slowly inching forward. sammakot, they just figured it out, it seems, and then they managed to hold on to it. And look at that, we're going to Dust Bowl. This is sammakot's pick.
My God, if this was a Disney movie, this would be a legit map kind of coming out of nowhere, some kind of strange thing, and then the audience will start chanting, let them play off, let them play off. And then they get straight into the playoffs and they beat Witness and they beat America and sammakot rise to the challenge. But I think we're just on season 1 here. So I'm pretty sure it's going to come back to ANTICIDE, right? Right?
Yeah, probably, but hey, all right. So sammakot now they had 6 points at the bottom of the table. Now they have 9. Garda is on 10.
Damn, it just casually 50% their points, just like that.
Yeah, there we go. Beating a playoff team. And as I mentioned, ANTICIDE, they have been absolutely incredible against the lower teams. It's just been rolls. It seems like they got halfway through it and went mission accomplished, and then just forgot how to play.
All right, Peter, I'm looking at the logs. I'm trying to verify all the information you were saying throughout that match, and you are right. They did win a majority of those mids. And is that just the game of TF2 now? Win mid, win round?
I feel like I remember reading it's like a 71 or 72% chance, like in general. If you win a mid, you win the round.
Oh wow, damn! You came up with the receipts. Okay, I didn't think we were actually going to play with actual stats here, but okay. How about this for stats, huh? The Merc Gonzo, the loser to sammakot extraordinaire, has got double the deaths of Robert.
It's a specialty. Yeah, it's an inside agent. It's so obvious now that you mention it. Yeah, he's who you pull in when you want to lose to sammakot.
Fios wouldn't have done this to the boys, and God, what else were they struggling with? These soldiers were not having a grand old time either, Beta. They're kind of dying to the death ticker a lot. I don't think there was a single time I saw a soldier jump with a buff.
Yeah, kind of true. Like that, it goes back to what I was saying with they play that spammy style where they don't really commit, right? So they do a bunch of spammy, they stand back, they don't really fully commit, and obviously they take damage while doing that. So if they ever do commit, then they're not fully healed up. So it would be kind of interesting to see them maybe get some buffs and then just fully commit, go in all the way, just bomb like a normal soldier. That could be a thing, maybe. That would be interesting. But also, like one of the main things I'm noticing is that Menix on Sniper, he has 50 damage, and then SNH has like 2,500 damage, 6 kills. He was definitely had more success than Menix on Sniper.
Did I hear whispers of look at heal stats, or am I manifesting things? I'm looking at the logs. I see Hugi sitting on 27%. Damn, the heals are actually very, very spread even. My God, there's no favorite child here over on.
Damn. All 20,
like,
yeah.
Wow, 90. What the hell? This is like this is truly an anime team, and no standout character whatsoever. Very strange in the world of TF2.
Yeah, just absolutely equal amounts. I've never seen that before. Legitimately never.
Communist TF2. It's not even a Russian team.
No, it's just actual communist TF2. That's how you beat ANTICIDE.
Okay, well, Brooder, we must go to our next map.
Spread the love,
spread the rounds. It seems we're going to Sunshine now, and this is actually selfishly the pick of ANTICIDE here. Does the communism run high here in Sunshine, Peter?
Wait, is that not the other way around? Wasn't Process ANTICIDE's map pick? Or am I dreaming this up?
Whoa, okay, yeah, that's it. I'm going to the actual picking bands now just to check. Yeah, no, this is definitely. Oh my God, you're actually right. You're actually right. That was the pick for Anticide. Oh no. Panic
Yeah.
stations, everybody invest your points now. Buy for Sammakot. They're selling out. They're going to the moon.
All
To
right.
the sunshine.
This can happen to every time. They can get sick. They can overtake both Garda and Danish Tyrant Machine. They can't get up to Venom Crest, but they can actually get sick. They can overtake two teams if they win another map here. That's crazy.
I can't see Mac's little project team doing this. Maybe this was the right timeline after all. This wasn't a team fluking in to the playoffs. The what do you call it? When you play against each other just to figure out who's their qualifier. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. The team that was more than deserved their little qualifier win to get into this season. And yeah, this has got to be. Oh no, okay. So to put your psychology hat on for a moment, B. So you're over in the locker room or Anticide. Are they tilted? Are they sad? Do they care? Should they care?
I think they were definitely going into this not really caring too hard, and I also think that's why they've allowed this to happen. However, with that being said, I think it's still gonna bother them that they lost in the way that they did, where they were up 2-0 and then they just threw and just were clearly losing. And it's not like they did a massive throw or anything. They were just getting outplayed in the last half of the map, and that's gotta feel bad because you kind of figure like, oh, if I go around and I'm not really trying, I do some stupid jump ins, herp-de-derp, then it doesn't really matter if you lose, right? But that's not how they were playing. They were playing quite passively and non-committally and still losing. So they're kind of playing the team game that they had practiced and they were losing.
I'm glad you mentioned that as well. I noticed this philosophy a little bit about how they pushed out at last, and I never really got a chance to bring up the point. But yeah, the last point was truly a conundrum for Anticide, and I think it's that non-committal gameplay. I think it betrays them a lot. While Sammakot are like, dude, it either works or it doesn't, and if it doesn't work, we're gonna cheese something out. And okay, we're going over into our next map. Let's see if the passive team beats the fuck it team over on this sunshine. It's Sammakot versus Anticide, playoff team against relegation but possibly team, and already, my God, we are fucking it. We are going straight into the gullet for Anticide, and they're gobbling them up.
Oh, good save though. Roscoe just jumps in from the top rope, takes down the medic, and Robert is way out of there with Andy Dude. They're just gone. So they win a mid here on Anticide, but at what cost, Turbo Tabs? Is this worth it?
Depends if they can push out at last. Usually it's the kind of an entrapment where you hear, yay, we've got an Uber, but now you have to push out at last with an Uber charge. A lot of teams don't even like this play, but it depends on the team and whether or not they can get set up over on Anticide. It doesn't look like so they're just going to give up second instead. Now they have the Uber charge. This is where they should be feeling their advantage more. They shouldn't play scared here, though, over on Sammakot. They need to get aggressive.
I think Derby, who's about to fly in here. Not quite yet. Pretty slow to get in, but he jumps in deep. Will actually do quite a lot of damage here, but no one really gets in there in time. And they're gonna recommit here. They don't care that their medic goes.
Oh no. This is going absolutely bad for Sammakot. To say this is their map pick, they didn't really look for sure what to do on that push out. I think some people were taking a vote about whether to use the Uber or not, and then somebody just kind of defies the vote, pops the Uber. We're going in anyway. It was all delayed, panicked, and just bad.
I'm honestly kind of surprised that they picked Sunshine, because one of those really
oh my God. Pick up the corn dog and Pandemic as well. SNH, I mean, I like your energy, kid, but like he kind of just fed there. But okay, they have an Uber charge bubbling potentially, but with 3 players actually poking at the point, a Demo Man as well. I've seen things go awry, but Menix is actually going to play it smart, back out and start building this Uber on second instead.
Yeah, they're gonna. Okay, they are actually gonna push out here. So The match I watched that was a complete roll was ANTICIDE on Sunshines. And ANTICIDE was just crushing, I think it was Venom Crest. So I'm kind of surprised they picked Sunshine. I guess both teams just like this map. But either way, they're going to push out here. They don't care if they don't have Uber. They've actually picked off 2 players here.
God.
They do lose Andy Dude, but yeah, that's a really successful push out here. They didn't have to use the Uber at all. Kondog is going to walk out of there with his life. And he is going to have this Uber here on middle to defend it. But they are still 2 players down, so things could get hairy if they're not careful here. They're not going out. And Roger being picked off here, I think maybe that's just going to cause them to fall back here. Sammakot, they're going to put this one in the bin and go back to second.
Yeah, I think they were playing maybe a bit scared, a bit sheepish. Nobody wants to be the first one to kind of commit in and die, and they were kind of forgetting they had 2 players up against the rest of ANTICIDE during all of that. Sure, the respawners would have come in, but if they took an Uber exchange earlier, I think they could have really cooked with something. But Medix goes down on the flank. This seems to be the crux a lot for ANTICIDE here. Just getting picked off in these little tiny doorways, these little sort of things. Oh, somebody's in. That's Silvez on top of Kondog. Doesn't quite find the rockets though. Won't only get down that dude to half HP, and there's no follow-up.
Yeah, and Medix, he was kind of just getting picked off on, like, just kind of playing hero ball almost. You know, just kind of playing on his own, trying to take some 1v1s. Yeah, just got picked off by 2 players. So let's see here. We got a big soldier to jump in from Blank. Ryan is in pretty deep as well. They're gonna just put on some pressure and try to get out, but Blank unable to escape. There was a sticky trap waiting for him. Ryan very weak as well, so not really able to do much. Sills again tries to jump in here. Can't find the medic, but can find the demo man. This is looking really, really great here for Sammakot. They are gonna roll through this point, no problem.
Damn, they could have gone for the forward, I think, if they kept going with all their numbers. But they decided to just play it safe, play it cool, and get the cap off quick, so they can deny Ryan and Hugi that forward respawn. So this is still effectively a 4 versus 6. Okay, it's 5 versus 4 right now, as they lose out. Or I can't say that name. Fuck. Say it with me. Rotica.
Well, he's French,
okay.
right? But
sorry, I've not casted Paul Sammakot all season. It's been a wild season. Very, very, very wild matches.
I feel like he's French, but he has the most German name I can think of. So, yeah, I can't explain that. Either way, we have another stalemate here. I feel like Sunshine stalemates are a little harder to crack than Process, but you can absolutely still send in a soldier through the main choke and just dive bomb onto the medic. You jump through the flowers as well. You can do them at the same time, but you can't really do the fake bomb thing quite as well. You've seen, I think it was Witness Gaming, kind of do that, but alright, we got Silk. He's actually going to jump around, do a kind of fake bomb in here.
Oh my
They've
god.
actually sent players through the flank. It's just going to be SNA's left, but he eats a pipe. I don't think he's going to survive long. Actually, oh my god, he gets onto Hugi, but a nice arrow will save him, and the rest of it committed here on ANTICIDE.
They're chasing. Yeah, they're on the back foot here. This could maybe go the way of Sammakot though, because they're going to get respawners as they make this transition. Why? Oh no, not an Uber there. That's an awful idea. I guess they do force the Uber out of Kondog and co, but what is the plan now?
Nobody wants to go.
Yeah, yeah, both teams, I weren't sure what they were going to do in those situations. I mean, I guess it has definitely put off ANTICIDE from pushing in, so... But, I mean, kind of, didn't you want them to push in, you know? It's that kind of famous turnaround, hey, we get our respawners, they've committed too much into mid, they're spread thin, and you just farm them.
Yeah, just do not want to commit there. So that's interesting. We should definitely keep track of if they keep playing like that, or if it's just a one-time thing here. But both teams, they have now built up their Uber. Some teams like to send in a soldier before Ubers even come into play, just because then the medic can't save himself, and also because you don't want to push in without Uber either, if that makes sense. So if you go in at like 75% instead of 100%, then they can't do a repush through choke without getting spammed out really heavily, and if you don't have an Uber, then you can't really go in properly, so you kind of get a bomb in for free, so to speak. But yeah, they just wait until they have the Uber here. Don't really want to commit. Actually, the spam is really strong. Their flank gets taken down. The flank fight is still going on in Flowers.
Damn, Andy dude is just going in. They pop off Uber now. I actually like this Uber much better. This is probably what they had envisioned when it comes to their aggressive solo Ubers over on sammakot, and it was a clean call to get out over on ANTICIDE. I actually appreciate both of the calls from both of the teams there. It's probably the best timeline for both of them.
This lobby area, it can be dangerous sometimes. You see pretty often a double solar bomb in there, but that is not going to be the case now. They're just going into last. They have one man advantage.
Robert's going to heal up Rotich this time, and Blank brought down solo, gets a clutch rocket though. That's going to be a tide turn. Corndog offers up his life, wants to take some of his aggro away from the rest of his team. Ryan, come back in the nick of time to actually come for the respawn, and now there's a clumsy demo man left, but there's 2 low players. If they knew the health of these players, that one soldier that's come up, I believe that Silvez would have definitely gone for gold there.
Yeah, it was one rocket. That's all that really needed to be hit there, but yeah, you can't know that. So I guess we know he's not like wall hacking. Actually, we have a crit streak as well. I've never seen crit streak on last.
Oh yeah,
on
every
Sunshine.
time.
But actually, it actually makes some sense, right? Because a lot of teams will hold in lobby. So if they go in there, then you can just pop on them.
I think this is just the Corndog special as well. He loves just getting something instead of nothing. So they're going to rotate for the crits. The crits is likely to be up during all of this. It depends on the next 2 seconds of gameplay. If they can get any kills during this period. With the heavy weapons guy, I doubt it. I don't think they'll even need to... Oh, massive plan from rotate, but won't actually get find anything. S&H collapsing in now. The crits has popped off. So technically I was right, but there's no patience to really farm it with. And credit to sammakot there. They just kind of all bowed in and hoped for the best, and they were scrappy enough to win out this round.
Yeah, you can't say that they don't have the heart to commit. They absolutely commit. It's pretty interesting to see the difference there between the 2 teams, and for the first time, they're actually ahead.
They must. I mean, they must have been ahead in the previous map. How did they win it?
Yeah, but you get what I mean, right?
Yeah. First time
they're
in the
actually
map,
like ahead on a map instead of coming from behind. Yeah.
Touche. And my God, Beta, we must care about the game a little bit because we've got a pause, and I don't think this is a technical pause. This is a tactical pause.
Yeah, who's yelling at who here? I wonder. Is it just Pandemic screaming at everyone to take it seriously? To come on, please. We can't lose, even though like the score doesn't matter.
It's kind of interesting to say we have a pause at this point, because usually you have that infamous time gap where we see the pause in real time, but we have a delay on the Source TV to stop people from obviously cheating. So, but this is the start of the round, Peter. Does that mean in 90 seconds time somebody's, doing something very decisive? Like winning a round?
Either someone's gonna wipe, like on a mid or something-ish fight, or it's just going to be the fastest round you've ever seen, or it could just be someone just disconnected in a stalemate. We're already back here. All right, so I guess Ryan has not like fallen into the sea again. That's what happened last time, I'm pretty sure. We never did find out what happened to Ryan, but he just disappeared last time around.
Right, so we've rocked to mid. We're rotating around a lot this time, and Silvez already find an early pick onto Ryan inside to the flowers, so they're cutting him off, and they are so cleanly behind that they have no hope, shred, or idea of escape here, and that's looking very decisive of a round so far, with your medic up and Corndog down, and they've even got their own little sort of prisoner back in their own area, and oh god, S&H is even going to get the clean solo kill onto him as well.
Yeah, it just takes the 1v1. That's kind of usually the thing you don't want to do when there's a scout behind. Right, just run in one by one, take 1v1s, because if it's someone like Tiger or whatever, right, you can just keep losing 1v1s and just extend the pain. But we might actually be in the fastest round you've ever seen territory here, as they're just going to be pushing it onto last.
Yeah, they've used the Uber, and there's no sentry gun. There's nothing really to fight or deal with. And Andy Dude is like, I guess I can start capping the point, and yeah, they just get back on top of the point, and it's that simple. Why doesn't every team just do this?
Yeah, put them in the bin, lock them in spawn, and just put people on the point, cap it out, no problem. That looked so easy. And there we go. I'm pretty sure you're right, that was attack pause. And hopefully they talked it through, because these mids have not been pretty. And I kind of wonder, I don't actually have a good sense of what they need to do differently here, if I'm being honest.
They're losing the soldiers way too early over on ANTICIDE, and to give credit to Rotic, or however you pronounce his name, he's playing very, very conservative with his life and keeping himself alive, impactful. Like, look, this guy is low, but he's still dishing out damage. Oh god, SNH, he's got a buff, he's activated. It's 3 people shooting at him, but he comes out on top.
Yeah, SNH going huge here. It's on a 3K.
No, Ryan. It's the scout life over on this Sunshine map, and god, what a game to be a scout, Peter.
Yeah, it's the ultimate life form. Just actually showing itself here. It's so powerful. And both teams really committing for the medics here, so I guess that was a part of it. It was definitely more chaotic than before. Like, sure, they won this mid fight, but they can't use it for anything, you know? And oh my god, Hughie's just absolutely murdering this team trying to go into the choke. Everything got taken down. That was brutal. What a hold there from Hughie. Now we're going to see a ton of aggression.
They threw everybody at that one choke. It kind of makes me wonder what the flank team was doing. They must have been playing cards or something, because they didn't abuse their open flank at all. Nobody was paying attention at the door. And yeah, fortunately Robert completely left the scene, didn't even want to like second guess whether they could hold mid or not, as they back off cleanly to their seconds. They have 100% Uber charge and 1 soldier down over on okay, a scout down too. Again, these little flank plays, Blank and Menix getting picked off all the time. Silvers manages to get the way in. Now it's Corndog doing a panicked Uber. Robert is staring into the eyes of the Abyss, and the Abyss is not scared. He actually kill off Corndog. They leave Pandemic for the scouts to feast on in Cafe. Make sure you tip your scout, buddy.
And Andy Dude just cleans up everything cleanly. Manny's gonna try to do some shenanigans in spawn here with Sniper, but this is looking real dire. It's not the biggest Uber at least. So yeah, Condog, he can just spawn here, and if they just play a little bit passively, then they can probably get this Uber in time. We shall see. If the pressure's too much, then maybe not. They're already
nice rocket. Gets the kill into Silvez, and all those distracted eyes on Ryan has bought some room for them, and the counter-attack, to think that a team was kind of on the back foot makes a miraculous sort of aggressive play, and it sucker punch poor Sammakot in the face.
Yeah, they were definitely not expecting for the clapback to be that powerful, but we've got Blank in a position to maybe do something. Again, he's just playing back and spamming. And Silv's gonna jump in very aggressively and choke here. They're just walking through it, and they could have actually been popped on here. They had a slight Uber disad, but now the Ubers have equalized it. Both medics will have an Uber to pop. And looks like they are gonna take the fight now.
A lot more Ubering, or multiing I should say, over on Pandemic and company. So in theory this should go a bit better for, and Silvez gets the clean up on the medic kill, but I'm not sure if that's a decisive kill to get against all these players. They go for combat classes instead in the post Uber. This medic is overrated. Robert, he's alive, but what is he to do? He's at last, and they've only got 1 player to realistically defend with. What a god, what a rocket from that 1 player.
They need to get in here quickly.
It's not going to finish this game though. They need to get back onto the point. Robert is too clumsy. He can't get onto it in time. A round is up. Oh.
Getting that medic is critical, but sometimes you can actually commit too much. We just saw it here. Robert on his own can't really fight anything, and if he doesn't have anyone to heal, it doesn't matter. There we go. They ride the momentum. This was badly needed for ANTICIDE as well. They were not looking very good, so they kind of got this very messy round after making, you know, a mistake of losing their medic. probably something they really needed, at least mentally.
Hopefully they can shake it off here, but I can see a couple of teams kind of faltering, maybe squeezing a bit too tightly on those 2 rounds. Robert brought to pressure by Ryan, brought down very low. We'll get a quick kind of pick-me-up in the cafe, and they've reset, and they've got more players here. Oh, Manix is going to go down. They could leave Condog to live a little bit longer, but just enough room to get that 21-second respawn compared to the rest of his teammates. And with Robert's Uber bubbling away, it looks like another decisive round possibly on Sammakot's side.
Certainly looking that way. They've got Sills pretty far forward, trying to see if he can get any sneaky picks, and he's actually going to get it. That's really nice for them here. It's going to make it so much smoother to get into last. It's just pandemic on the sniper, so they do need to pop on entry most likely here. But I think they plan to do that anyway. Let's see if we can get any sneaky picks. He's a soldier not really able to get much, and they're just going to pop right in here and get this into the sentry.
Sentry gun cleared out and already kind of trying to pressure these soldiers. They're on top of them. They are not giving them any breathing room whatsoever. Sure, they still have the heavy weapons guy, but it's 2 combat classes against what? Okay, 3. Count them, 3. Turning up, going on to last. 1 last has off and Ryan, but there's just not enough damage in the world. Again, a decisive round for Sammakot.
Yeah, they're really just riding these mid-wins into the last, and it's kind of textbook, right? It's what you want to do. And it's really funny to see how Sammakot is just looking like the clearly better team. It really is just night and day how it looked in the beginning of a process, and then halfway through when they seem to either clicked or they figured it out, then they've just been looking the best team since.
Yeah, don't you hate it that ETF2L doesn't have 14 weeks rather than 7? Oh, well,
81
Sammakot...
games like the NBA. Let's go.
Ryan, he is really just tripled down on these sorts of outlooks on these mids. I'm just going to keep committing in, and if things don't start dying real quick, I'm going to be really sad.
It's going to be another mid-win here coming up with Sammakot. This time around, they do lose their medic. It seems like they're committing quite heavily for the medic every time. That will limit the damage that a mid loss can do to you.
Oh my god, Silvez is uninstalled TF2 and he's downloaded Splinter Cell. He's crawling and sniffing for the soldier kill, but I think he knows where the medic is. He's trying to find on top of Condog. 1 rocket in the air and misses it, gets the kill eventually. It's a nice sort of Splinter Cell activity from the man. Solid Silvez saves the day.
We do have Blank kind of going behind it. He's dealt with though.
Yes? Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
sorry, I thought Menix was going to just walk in and walk past everybody there. Not more like Call of Duty than, you know, Splinter Cell, but he's going to go down and, well, okay, you've got 100% Uber charge on Robert. This is surely...
just walked under the stickies. He was just standing there staring at them, and if they had been deaded at any time, he would have died. It's one of those games, I guess. Menix on Sniper, but he's going to have to snipe the Zoomer before he comes in.
I think they already know where the sentry gun is, and they're pushing to the side of the sentry gun to make sure they prioritize cleaning it up. And already 6 on the door, keeping that nice and locked. Times 2 cap already, and more cap pressure. No soldier rotating to the point to block it. Not even a stray little shot of gunfire towards that scout as well.
It was like the millisecond that he got shot. Before that, he capped it out. But yeah, the point pressure has been really good for Sammakot. It's really been the difference between the 2 teams, in my opinion. They're just so much more aggressive about playing the point, clearing the point of stickies, that kind of stuff. And it's really working out wonders here. So 1 more round and Sammakot will have done it. They would actually have gained a bunch of places and dodged relegation.
Yes, if relegation was a thing. But anyway, clout, power, but authority. Silvez is going to jump into the blue wave, and you can see why going aggressive isn't really favoured on these mid-fights. People taking things a bit more passively goes a bit stronger, it seems, and this time it's Anticide's turn.
Yeah, they finally do it. They don't get Robert though, so they're still gonna have to deal with this Uber going in onto the last. But they're kind of going past second point and pressuring last already. S9's again gonna continue to be a menace on this sniper, just over and over again.
Our control point is being captured.
So annoying when you're playing up against a good sniper. I think that's gonna be like a pretty decent factor in the result of this game. Yeah.
Beta, I've made innovations. I've just clicked. I know why all these players are activated. Obviously, they're the team that's just about coming last. They're the most likely team to drop. They'll kind of split apart. This is their recruitment section. Right now, they are campaigning to all the other teams right now. Look at me and pick me up. And this is why everyone's actually playing really well.
They just needed the proper motivation. Yeah, this makes so much sense. All right, they're in deep, and Ryan is just causing so much pressure here from the spawn area, and Silv's taking a ton of damage. He is contesting the point though, and eventually Uber's going to get forced out.
No, they haven't even had to use their own Uber over on them. They've used it finally now, but can they really pick up what they left off here on this last point? There's no real rock defense, no sentry gun though. Well, there's a heavy weapons guy now, but he's awfully late to the party. Derby has kept himself alive. Snicky's on point. The respawners are respawning, but they just have so much gas here. Over on Anticide, when they find their strengths, they can make rounds happen.
Yeah, again, a very slow push in here, but this time around, the man advantage was definitely in their favor. And this is where their tactics are working out for them. So they take another round back. They have 7 minutes now here, Turbo Taps. That's plenty of time to get 2 rounds. We've been pretty quick, but do keep in mind that if at any time, we're playing to 5. So if sammakot get 1 more round, it's just over. The map is done.
Oh my god, I can feel the sweat on my mouth. Can't imagine all these gamers right now. And Silvez jumping, he's prioritizing soldiers this time. No jugular jump onto Corndog, and a lot more patient play is working out, I believe, or at least it's going even. But the defense looks a bit, the pressure of Anticide looks actually much better this time. They're all clumped up. Robert manages to surf out, but I can't say the same about the rest of his teammates.
No, it's I feel like Robert, yeah, he has died a couple of times, but it always feels like if Robert dies, then also Condog dies. Chase, not that deeply though. They really wanted to see if they can find Robert here, but he is just all the way back on last. They're gonna take second point. We have Andy Dude putting up a sentry gun. You even have a pyro. It's pretty rare to see a pyro on Sunshine last, I feel like. Sometimes you see it up here, but it's not all that common. Yeah, it makes sense. We do see it every once in a while, but usually you do it once you have like fully set up.
I genuinely think this is one of the better way to deal with the slow pressure that they put out. And nice little surf from Silvez keeping himself alive there. But yeah, a lot of this slow play, if you just cut out 50% of the output damage of Anticide there in the shape of rockets and stickies, pipes and all that, can they really play slow over on Anticide?
Yeah, probably not. This is like a classic 7-hole. Right? They always did sentries with pyros like pretty far forward. But oh my god.
S9, what are you doing? Are you going to defend the sentry gun or are you going to defend your teammates? He is stuck between 2 jobs right now. Okay, yeah, he's going to switch out and they pop off Uber, but they've lost 2 players off the back of all this slow pressure. I can't believe I just watched a pyro watch his teammates die.
Yeah, he had 1 job, and that was to protect that 1 door, and he didn't really do that very well.
Oh, the scout pressure
Pandemic is going to stand on it. And there's still some other players in here. We might see 1 more jump in here. No, they decide against it. Not going to go for it here. And actually, there's a scout on the medic. Oh no. S9 just runs in from behind. Gets 2 picks, 3 picks. Make that. What a flank coming out of S9.
That was quite a bar fight, really. Everybody was just kind of getting in and just rocking furniture, just throwing chairs across the room, and really being in places they have no right to be. And I mean, credit to Anticide. There was a lot more manning up there, kind of belief in, you know, playing to win rather than playing to lose.
The control point is being contested.
Yeah, truly. And hey, when you get the good flank in, things are good for you. sammakot, they're going to take mid. They have the Uber to work with as well. You see Condog, he's still holding pretty far back. He does not want to get caught here. And this is very similar to Process in that it's a pretty long point here. So you're not very easily going to get them. It looks like they want to go flowers and just push in behind, basically, but they are going to have to pop the use choke if they want to.
I wouldn't be against them using the Uber at this point. I think it's actually a good reason to use it. If you push them out of second, which is maybe the worst timeline that you could do with this Uber charge, that is still a lot of pressure to kind of force the enemy team to push out with their Uber from last, where backcaps could get kind of annoying. But they decide against it, and maybe this is still a winning play in the book, because a failed push, just being greedy, just turns into a longer gameplay, and the time is on their side here.
Yeah, this is definitely the slower play, slightly less risky. And yeah, can't really argue against that here. So Pandemic's just going to take an Uber and try to make them spread the Uber around while doing as much damage as he can. Actually, almost gets the demo and does get the demo. Trash
position from sammakot here. They were all just kind of holding somewhat close to the choke, but they had to kind of let them in because they used the Uber. And at that point, they were like, okay, I guess we can all stand around the clock tower. And, well, I mean, you're just one sticky, one rocket away from just being nuked from that clock tower, then sent to the low ground. You can't really do much. Now, suddenly you're at last. You've got no defense to set up. Fortunately, Ryan and Blank are being very greedy, and they do cap off the point now, but they haven't really got a coordinated push available over on ANTICIDE. They reconnect now. S49, nice snipe! That takes out a lot of wind over on ANTICIDE. And Sylvester holds the ground against Blank as well. This was a reassuring defense.
Yeah, that was really, really risky going in against a sniper like that. There was, on a slightly better day there, S9 hits the medic and everything is just ruined. But okay, they have to get 2 points in 1.5 minutes. This is possible, but they need to go in now and get these Ubers out of the way so they can get a proper push in and cap. Otherwise, it's going to be way too late. They get Derby's immediately. That's a great pickup.
Yeah, and I don't know, I think they're losing their head a bit looking at the scoreboard and not so much of the gameplay. Corndog is in, so they definitely need to just go now and do or die. There's so much cap time, so much pressure, and oh my god, I think the fact that Corndog went in actually motivated ANTICIDE to just finally get on the point.
Yeah, they're doing it. This is doable. It's not easy, but there we go. And he's saying we're on crits, and they probably are, if we're being honest. They just need to basically play the point at all times. Start mid, right? Basically jumping that demo onto the point. get some scouts on it while you're fighting. And yeah.
I can totally see sammakot just backing out to a cough at this point here. And I'm not talking about the game mode. I mean like maybe a slight little choke here for sammakot. You say this, Silvers is in. He's right at the top of Corndog. The medic is out. That is a massive sort of delay piece. I've seen many teams kind of win around quickly, not without a medic though.
No, losing the medic is definitely the biggest loss you can get. Yeah, the pipe is good, but everything is just way too slow now. Rob was about to have his Uber. You can just pop it.
Yeah, there's 10 seconds left.
Optimize your points.
Yeah, it's over. It's a victory Uber from Robert and company. sammakot, you did it, boys. You got your 6 ETF2L points.
For 6th place. There we go. They didn't finish last.
Has a 6th ever tasted so good?
I don't think it has. That was a playoff team that's just been bullying everyone.
Yeah, they were on the lips and the minds of a lot of people and players and teams this season, and look at them now.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, I do think the sammakot is a very solid team, and the fact that they finished last, or were going to finish last, it just goes to show how stacked the season was and how close it was, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm a little surprised that they got points today, but I'm also surprised they didn't get more points before this, you know?
Beta, I'm going to go to the logs, and I'll level with you. I do little bits, I do little jokes. I don't always go 100%, intend what I mean, but come on, dude. Gonzo, Corndog, he's got 15 deaths to Robert's 3. What? Agent Corndog is on the side of red team.
Yeah, he's a paid actor, 100%. I am convinced. There's no other explanation for
Like,
that kind of disparity.
This is not double. This is not triple. This is not even quadruple. This is like 5 times the
It
amount
is exactly
of death.
5 times, yeah. That is.
I mean, look, I think a lot of medics would be hard pressed to kind of keep running in and dying like this and all this stuff, and it comes down to a lot of team stuff. But what the hell is going on in this server? I feel like he must have pressed kill bind between some of these deaths or something.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Robert got out very often. He was very survivable for sure, whereas Condog committed much more. But yeah, that's a huge disparity. Also, SNH was just being a beast on both maps, if we're being honest. I think he top damaged on both maps. And okay, but what's the heal spread? That's the real part.
Oh, right.
Okay, not quite as even, but still very even.
It's actually, yeah, it is pretty even. I wonder how much you'd have to win it to love the entire team. But yeah, look, this is week 7. We need to put this in its own little bubble again, B, to remind people here that this game does not matter. But the only people that truly know whether or not this game matters, or maybe they need to look at the gameplay a bit or recollect themselves, is ANTICIDE themselves.
Yeah, and yeah, it didn't matter for ANTICIDE's positioning. It did matter for sammakot's positioning, but it probably hurts ANTICIDE's pride, right? They just lost to Forfence, who they were battling, and now they also lost to sammakot. And I think it's only human for some doubt to creep in when that happens, when you finish off the season like this. You want to finish off the season strong going into the playoffs, right? You want to peak at the right time, and it kind of looks like they're doing the opposite of bottoming out right as you go into playoffs. That's the opposite of what you want to do.
Yeah. Well, what is there left to say? I'll have one last look at these logs, see if we can pick out something else, maybe a quick little SNH shout out, because the man was doing really well.
Yeah, truly. Like the sniper disparity was definitely real.
Oh yeah, he had impact. You know, basically he went on to sniper. It was almost like a guarantee, like, oh yeah, he's sniping now. Here you are for your kill, sir. And honestly, one of the more impactful snipers before. Usually you have to kind of give him buffer time, but this dude was just literally like a lightning bolt. So I was memeing about it during the game. I really hope the team sticks together, because this is how things start out, and you kind of grow together. You can only get better. You can only go up from here. But
Yeah.
you know, I mean, all these players do put a nice little silver, pristine case for their recruitment if they do want to go that route into the next season.
Yeah, but we're ready for playoffs now. ANTICIDE's going to be 4th. Forfence going to be 3rd. Witness is going to be
Second?
No, surely Witness is going to be 1st, right?
We would have to. You know what? We'll tell you in our next little showing of the game when we go into playoffs. I think there might be a LAN in between here and there and now. We'll have to check all the schedules and whatnot. Or better yet, you guys can check the schedules. Yes, you don't need to look at my opinions. You can just look at our Essentials social media team. They have all the details. They're going to be posting about what's coming up, when is it coming up, and who's coming up here in the playoff of ETF2L. We even got some LAN going to be happening, and because LAN's going to be happening, we've also got the podcast and Essential Intelligence are going to be covering that with a little special. And please do not miss our LAN coverage happening at Poland 2025. It's going to be happening on Friday between Sunday, and you're going to see me there, you're going to see Peter there, and you're going to see your production member Samus, who was doing the production tonight there as well, Peter.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. It's going to be hopefully just as great as last year. It was a great LAN. In general, we've had really good times there. And Poland is cheap, man. If you can go to Poland, it's so nice. All
right. Clearly, Beta's packing already, so you guys should be packing. I'm going to be packing, and let's pack up this game. Let's close it out. Bye, guys. See you at LAN.